Alright, attempt number 3 at 13 by 13 against Katago with 3 handicap stones. So the thing to note is with this Katago, instead of Kata handicap essentially, is that it will often go for very similar moves, especially at the start. So what I think about is that um, the less games we play, but more thought about games we play, the more beneficial this is going to be for me. Because if I just play a lot of games and try again, Katago will always do the same move. And if I do the AI analysis afterwards, I will essentially, even if I don't want to, I will just memorize all the moves that the AI is suggesting to me. And I don't think there's much learning value in that because the suggested moves, I won't be able to, if I don't understand them, I won't be able to translate or like transfer them over to um, two handicap stone games or even 90 by 19. If I understand the reasoning, I can deduct more plays from it, is my thinking. And essentially, I'm always guessing. I'm always guessing what the interpretation of the AI analysis is. But I think it's necessary to guess and do just do some wild theories and see how it goes. Because if I just play without any reasoning, then I don't think I'm going to learn from that. If I do some guesses and then see the opposite, then I will have some value from that. So let's just go with the similar opening. Here we are going to expand for sure. And I'm going to immediately peep. I think I did this last time too. The reason we do this is, from my understanding, is that we are essentially doing this for tempo, so to gain the influence fast and prevent the outward expansion of white. And we are essentially doing this in center and then can play somewhere else. The next move I looked up, and apparently I have a lot of options here. I looked this up in the past games. We have a lot of options here, and the best move that was suggested was playing towards this side, almost towards the right 4/4 stone, and the left 4/4 stone had lower point values. And I think the reasoning for this is that if white plays here somewhere, like let's say they play inside, so for territory, I'm building a wall of influence, so I'm fine with that. I'm attacking their stones while building essentially points for myself. And for this, it's going to be kind of similar. If they go inside, I will build the left wall will be very strong, but the right wall will also attack these stones at the same time, because these stones aren't alive yet, right? And I think that's the idea. If they kind of expand here or here, I will always be building center territory at the same time as I'm attacking them. But if they play on the most empty side, so on the opposite side, they are fine to just get the corner and live, or they are fine to get the influence, and this will attack one of my side stones at the same time. So this is like a trade-off that they are fine with, and I'm not fine with. That's essentially my analysis on it. That when they go in here, both outcomes, I'm fine with it, either territory or the influence. But here, I'm not fine with it because I want to use these stones to actually be strong enough to attack the white stones here. Because if they are attacked from the both sides, influence-wise, they might have trouble living, is my thought, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, there are many plays here. The thing that was valued the most, scored the most, was the small knights in this direction. I believe it is to strengthen this stone a little bit, but essentially it's mostly for this corner, and there's a direction to choose when you do the small knights, so I think this one is better to slightly strengthen this one. There's even the option of the tree here that was shown. Even doing L4 was shown. Small knights here. I think even one space jump is an option. Yeah. But because we played differently than the previous games, we are essentially in another path now, which is good in order to get some more learning experience. So with this move, I feel that two stones are essentially attacked. It's my cornerstone, which is c4, and that is also my e9 stone. I think regardless of how they attack the e9 stone, I will still have moves to run out with it. If they run to g9 as example, I will still be able to jump to e7 and pressure to run out. Yes, I think that will work. The custom meme might also work. With this one, the corner is going to be more valuable than the center. So if they do some kind of double approach here, then this is going to be pretty bad for me. Like if they build more influence with the double approach and go for full on influence, the two walls on this side the wall on this side will attack the stone at the same time and create huge potential. I'm essentially thinking about doing a defensive move on here for f4, f3. I don't think a kick is valuable here. Yeah, maybe c6 also, because they can't cut me. If they Hana, I pull back, and they need to defend their cut. They didn't defend the cut. So here it's about if I'm scared about this situation here. I still have time to play here. I'm thinking about if I'm forced to do the expansion on b10 and essentially trade like b9 and b11. Or if I can go aggressive here and do the cut. If I cut here, I don't even think it's going to work. An Atari from e3, and I run out to d8, and c8 is going to connect. But I will be able to swallow this stone. And I can also use this stone in this cutting variation to build the center influence while eating the stone. I think this might be center because if they don't answer to this, I can play b7 and connect these two groups. And then I can save some plays here, which I would need to do to stay alive. Yeah, I'm going to play b10 here, take it safe. I think I had one attempt where I did analysis and I said that don't be scared when you see this. I don't know if this was the exact same situation, but I'm still scared, so let's do this. And we trade. They protected their cutting point, and they're attacking my e9 stone at the same time. The trade-off of essentially playing for this stone here is that I'm not building any territory for myself. I'm essentially just threatening to reduce the ice, and because this will likely connect up. I think it's already connected. So it has this kind of U shape, and anything in the center now is essentially kind of no territory. But it's only no territory if I walk out with the stone. If I don't walk out with the stone, they might be able to walk out themselves and create this center territory to create an eye. So I essentially see three directions to attack this white group from, either from the bottom side by building territory at the same time, from the center by reducing the eye space and yeah, reducing the eye space essentially. I guess this is also reducing. Nah, yeah, this is just a reduction because I believe it will be the white group will be able to make eyes if it swallows my black stone, and the same goes for if I play on the top side. So I think the playing for the center E9 stone is the best thing to do. I just don't know which play to do. I was thinking G9 is initially. If the cut happens at F9, I can play F8 at Target. They'll connect on G10, and I can connect on G8. They will be able to cut off my E9 stone, which might be fine. I'll have this triangle shape then here, and which I think is a pretty good shape for to build center influence from, like center territory from. And even if they cut it afterwards, I will be in center if they do. That also means that I'm not really inclined to make these kind of like poking here or poking towards this cutting point, because once I do, I won't be it won't be as beneficial to sack this one stone and everything that is behind it. While if I leave this stone alone and run out, this will be the end point and I can sack it easier. We can also make the ninth jump on G8, and I think it transposes into the similar sequence as the one space jump if I sack the one stone here. G8, G9, F8, F8, E8, then this stone is cut off and then Atari, and then we can counter Atari on G9. They take the stone or leave it. I don't even know if it's valuable to do the counter Atari. It seems like a small play, and I don't really know which situation is better. I'm just going to go for the jump. We can also think about the two-space jump if we think about sacking the one stone anyway. The problem I see with the two-space jump is that G9 is the one-space jump attachment, and it's a natural expansion here. Anyway, they would want to do this later on anyway. If they respond with something like H9, the question is if I want to harm it from the south side or from the north side. I think I want the south side because the north side is really not valuable. If I build a wall here, he can always do jumps from here, so it's not as valuable. But I will make it easier for him to make ice. Alright, let's do that. Ignore me. Now we need to make sure we live with this group here. I'm thinking towards kicking. The problem is I'm not super confident in how to live here if C3 is played. Because I feel that if I kick on E3, then it's telling me that I'm playing aggressive and I want to approach from the other side in order to take the eye and force him to connect up. D3 could be also another option, which I think leaves less RG. But then the one space jump on F5 here will be very easy to make and it's immediately connected. If I do the kick, I'm one move ahead, but I leave RG in the corner. Another thing that I don't like is that if I play d3, d2 is also, like later on, it's always a thing to reduce me by quite a bit, and it might potentially create a base here, I'm not sure. Or one eye. Let's do the safe thing for now and play d3. Yeah, it was good. I'm happy about myself that I read that out. And now we take the base from these stones with h3. The problem with h3 is that the invasion here is still a thing, and it will result in a ko. I take the base on h3, and the response will likely be that either this group will run and attack my center stones, so these two stones here. This isn't fully connected yet, so I think playing around here is all kind of valid. I don't know which play the AI would really play, but outside of that, I'm also thinking about the top side here. Even the attachment on K11 seems good. Yeah, but a K12 might be probably better for them in order to get more eyes. One eye maybe. So let's try this first. We play h3. Ah, they invaded. If I block on this side on K11 and they harness me on K12, I'm not sure if I can harness back on J12 if they cut. I can Atari from H11, they extend. It's kind of hard to read. Then I can Atari this stone here with L12. I think K11 kind of tells me that it's kind of aggressive, saying I want to kill this entire chain here by taking all eyes away, all eye potential away. But it also means that they will have one group here for sure living, and then my problem will be that these stones and this wall need to connect to the bottom stones and live. This is ko, right? So this entire section will have a potential to die to ko, is what I'm thinking about. So if I just simplify it and do L10, these sections, I will have no invasions here. And this will for sure be at least one eye. So the ko here will not be killing or like be threatening to me. And I will be able to close off the section, and I think the center points and my top left group will essentially just be more points than whatever the top right is, and this is kind of nothing. If the invasion here happens, it's gonna be very tiny too. So I think it's fine for me to play L10 and let him live with this entire group here. I think I can't harness on two stones. The cut will be a bit annoying because it attacks my left stones and my right territory at the same time. So the question is, if I just extend, am I threatening to disconnect? Yes, I am. It is the double harness sequence that results, I believe. If I play h10, if he ignores it, play something else, I can play h11. He will be forced to do a move to stay connected, which is j12. I can Hana on g12. Well, am I reading right? h12. h12, then... Oh, am I seeing it correctly? Yeah. h11 will cut me and Atari me at the same time. I can play inside and Atari back, and he will be forced to take the stone, and I can take these 2 stones. Can I take these 2 stones? Because if I extend, these 2 stones will be an Atari. I have 1, 2, 3 liberties. If they extend, I extend in order to prevent him from running into my territory. They will have 2 liberties, and these 2 stones will have 3 liberties. He can then bend, giving him 3 liberties, and my 2 stones here have 2 liberties. No, I'm losing it. I'm losing the race, liberty race, because I'm forced to waste 1 move in order to protect my territory. At least a good thing about the sequence is that everything is center, and I'm closing this off while also establishing this border here. But I essentially needed 2 moves to do that, which I don't think is worth it. I essentially wasted G10 and G11 in order to establish that. I want to do that with only 1 move. I want to be threatened to disconnect with 1 move. If we do the bend on J12, J11, and they cut, we could go for another Hana on M11, threatening to Atari them next in a ladder. The response will likely be G11 to Atari H11 to Atari my bending stone. No, they can't. They can't do G11. If I extend onto J12 with the stone, then I'm going to capture these 2 stones because I have 3 liberties, 1 of which is shared, the shared liberty, and these have 2 liberties. So if this runs, it's only gonna have 2 liberties. And yeah. So the Atari would have to be from J12. I extend to H11. H10 is done, and these stones are done for dead for sure. I want to do something here because getting bent myself on G10 is quite big, I think. Because if I defend, another band can come, and these 2 stones are going to be big, getting weakened, and I will get some Archie here. We could do M11 first. If they went back on G10, we can cut on G11. The Atari, I extend. It's the same. It transposes to the same sequence. I think I have to extend here, sadly. And I think it's a go-to move. I think they can. What will they do? I think reducing my center is big. Like they could play just around the sector line, which I think is around here, right? On H7, which I will likely respond with J8 if they play on H7. They run, then I block with G7. Yeah, let's do that. Or they get into my corner. What is this? K3 is my first instinct, but they will immediately connect back to H2, which is essentially just a very big reduction. Oh, this is a cool play. If I block on H2, I think they can transpose into a 3-3 invasion with L3. And I think they can make the barely live, right? Yeah, I think so. Oh. I think K3 is the best response. If they run inside into L2, I'm going to cut them off with J2. They won't be able to do 1 space jumps. They could do... Can they do a small knights from L2? They could do a 1 space jump. I was thinking that I could cut them with L3. They could I can cut them with L3, but they could decide to extend with the L4 stone instead and sack these 2 stones and essentially shift the RG around until they get what they want. Also thinking about J2. J2, I get clamped. How do I respond? I don't see a clean response to the clamp. If I connect with J3, then they're going to connect under. I'm going to accept the reduction. If I play K3, they connect with H2. Do I have to defend my H3 stone? No, I don't. Because I have this 2 stone and 1 space jump shape. If they push through, then I can play J4 and put them in Atari. Which means that I can play L2, right? Can I play L2? I play L2 and then they cut me on L3. I Atari from M3 and it's going to bonk against this L6 stone, which will capture them, right? No, not quite. It's going to be capturing waves. Which I think I win. Let's do this first. Okay, I haven't read this out. Didn't expect just an extension. Now if they push through, I can't Atari them back. If I block them, they have 4 liberties. And my stone here will have 3 liberties. Once they cut, it's going to be 2 liberties. If I play L2 beforehand, these groups will have 3 liberties. And to the cut, I can respond with H2, which will give these 2 stones 3 liberties and reduce one of these, which is 2. And these 2 stones cannot gain any more liberties. They can only reduce my 2 stone liberties. So they will be captured. Seems good. So I want to play L2. Oh my god, what's this? I didn't think about a clamp. First think about just disconnecting with L1. They cut me. I have 2 liberties. And we will have to attack the stone here. Or the cutting stone. We can play M2. And which will Atari the cutting stone, they extend. And we Atari the stone in the corner, which is M2, which with N2. The big danger is that in these 2 stones, even if I take these stones, the cutting stone from L2 and which extended to from L3, I mean, which extended to L4, will not be solved yet. The honey on K5 with these cutting stones is going to be very relevant. Even if I cut those stones off with L4, with L5, I mean, the push play is going to work because it takes my last liberty, right? J3, J5. He can then squeeze me from outside and play J5, taking my liberty. I need to connect. And well, these stones are disconnected. He can connect back up on down below, and this line is going to be connected too. So these stones, inner stones, are going to die. Oh, that's huge. If I do a connection, if I do an extend on L1. Oh, what a huge play. I think M3 is the play with the least amount of RG. Because I play M3, then the connection and Atari at the same time, which is L1, forces me to connect with L3. But then I essentially sealed out the corner now. Instead of playing L3, which forces the connection on L1, now the corner here is still open. And mate, it might just transpose to the same thing on playing m3. This is getting very dangerous, because there's always like some potential of these stones getting cut. If I play m3, there's the peep on l4. Let's try the m3 variation. So the only reason I can think of why this was played is the AI actually intends to cut me, which is going to work, sadly. I didn't think about it. Is it going to work? I play j4, they cut me, I extend. These ones only have 2 liberties and I have 3 liberties. From how I'm reading it, it doesn't work. Let's try and see. Aha. So it didn't cut me, but connected from the bottom. Maybe they just did this because it's center. But isn't it good to keep this for co-threads? Now they still have a cut on h4. We can play g4 here, do the tiger's mouse, pressuring the cut at the same time. They might Atari me on g3, I connect, and they will have to connect on gote. Think about the double honey too. Yeah, double honey just doesn't work. What if you extend? No, then these two stones are going to get cut off. If we do the tiger's moth on g4, the peep on h5 is also pretty annoying because it is running into my center here and expanding their center at the same time. But I think it's fine because they are. If I connect, I have a strong Hane on g2. If they disconnect me, I can just run. And if they try to disconnect me again on e2, I can eat up the stone on e with this group here. Let's read it out. No, I don't think that's going to work because my initial cutting stones will have the least amount of liberties against the 2 cutting stones and the 3 cutting against these 4 stones here. So I think the tiger's mouse here is the best. That the connection, we are going to do this. Think about eye shapes for my left group here. Yes, I think D2 is kind of awkward. D2 is awkward because once I block with D2, if they Hane on B6, I will have this box shape, which is dead. So I think C2 is the right play. They go towards center, but can I disconnect them? I can, but I think they don't care about it, is what they're telling me. We still need ice here, so we do actually care about preventing the push here. N2 is still big too, because it takes an eye. Yeah, I think defending here is bigger than cutting them here. Because the top group will be alive anyway. And the bottom group is also alive. Think about Fante. It's kind of awkward. I can always imagine them having the h5 stone. So I should try to draw, like, assume that this is not going to be my territory. And that I am drawing my line around this, between around J8 here. I want these 2 stones to be connected efficiently for sure. I'm thinking about the shoulder hits on H8, H6, and the direct attachment, and also about the cap on G7 or the knight's move on J8. those are the moves that I'm considering. G7 was my initial thought. G7 has the weakness that the Kosomi on H8 is annoying to deal with. I'm going to have to respond with J8, the extension here of my capping stone. If they push to H9, these are getting threatened to be disconnected. Well, they are going to be disconnected if I do that. And if I play J8 instead, I will have a small weakness here. We could do the shoulder then on H8. If they extend with H7, then we could do a double Hane on J7. They cut, we can capture them immediately. I think that's the play. Doing a shoulder hit. I like the double Hane. Right, let's try. Let's do the shoulder hit. They extend. No. They threaten my corner. We play D13, right? What's my vital point? If I connect, what's my vital point? If we connect, our vital point is C13. If we don't connect, then I think our vital point is B12. As in if we play D13. I think we still have potential to get out. If we Hane on A9, we create a new vital point on A12. And if they Hane on A10, I think we need to play inside instead of responding to it with A11. Yeah, let's do D13 here. Okay, let's just close off our area on M10. He wants to get in. Let's just close it off. I think we can do a tight connection. We have this one stone which is going to help us make an eye, and this is like going to be like a not a straight shape anyway, I think. Okay. We need to block this for sure, else we are potentially dying here. Oh no. And did I do a huge mistake? Or they took one of the vital, like these two are always vital points. So I play a 12. Let's say they bend, I connect. Wait, they bend, I don't need to connect. Damn. Yes, if I play A12, they can take my second eye if they bend on A10. Not like this. If I let them play A12, I think it's always a ko, at minimum. We for sure need this group in order to win, I think. I play A12, they bend on A10. These groups then only have 1, 2, 3, 4 liberties left. And I will be forced to capture this one stone somehow. And C12 will have to be my vital point for the eye, for the second eye. Meaning I connect with B12. They play C12. They can't keep running here. This is essentially two liberties. The A11 point, because they bend, I played A12. They will need 2 turns, so 2 liberties worth. And yeah, the only play I can think of is them playing C12. If they play C12, I can... Can I play C13? I think I can. And then I'm safe. And they essentially still reduced me. But I think this works. It all starts with playing A12. But this is assuming they bend. What if they do something else? Oh no, I see it. Oh my god, it's an inside play. If I play a12, like it's a snapback. If I play a12, they can play c12. And if I respond with b12 like the other line, they will be able to play d12, which is an Atari here, to these two stones. I'm forced to take with c13. They play inside d12, doing another Atari. I have to take on c12, and then they will be able to bend, because my eye is gone on c12. So this is if I respond, if I care about the peep here. If I play a12, they peep on c12, and I just bend on a9. Then how many liberties do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4 liberties. They then play d12. I connect. Do I even have to bend here? Can I just play a10 instead? a12. Yes, the bend is a trap. If I bend, they can play a11. I'm forced to take, and they can then pressure from outside and make this a fake eye. So I think in order to make this work, I have to play a10 after a12. Only then I will have an eye on a11. But I assume either it's a reduction play, or I'm dead for sure, or it's Siki. Because there's a reason why AI played there, right? Because if it is forcing me to play a10, then it is still a reduction. Is it? Okay, let's try with a12 first. Our eye was taken. Now we have to make sure that c12 is our eye. Wait, no. Yes, we have to make sure that c12 is our second eye. They can prevent me from that. It's that. Because if they extend onto c13, the only way for me to capture these two stones is to play c12. That's bad. And the same applies if I play c13 myself. They will be able to play b12, and I can only take the stones if I play c12. We should leave it as it is, as co-threads, if there's a co. So this is that for sure. As of now, I don't think it's going to result in co's, but the center here is still big. Let's count some points. Do I still have potential to win this? I'm counting around 35 points for me. They have. It's going to be a close game, even if I lose this. I think it's about 31 to 35. As in 35 me to 31. I have to make sure I close this off. This is about 25 points, is what I counted. So I think h7 is the next biggest play. This is also big, but it's not actually center, I think. I don't think I have any center plays. We can play h11. Does it threaten to disconnect? Yes, h11 is very threatening. Yeah, h11 is very threatening because I'm also threatening to maybe connect back up on the safety stones. I see. This disconnection doesn't matter much anymore. It matters because I can reduce this bottom group. Let's do this first, and then we play for the center. Let's see if the cuts work. This can get into a ko if they want to play it like a ko. If I hano on J h12 essentially. Because the cut here on J12 is actually a threat to these stones and also to the disconnect. If they choose to, I don't think they have the option to connect if I play h12, other than a ko, like because I do h12, they do h13, I cut on k12, they play l12, I take the stone and it's disconnected. They could also play h11, at which point I would still play k12. They take my stone. I would run inside. These only have 2 liberties left. And my stones have 3 liberties. So doesn't matter what these stones are going to do, I will be able to capture them, right? So I think we play this regardless, because it is a huge threat to these stones. And we can think about what we do afterwards. Yeah, it's connected. I guess we are still not really disconnecting these stones. Because if we play h11, they can always connect back up. I don't really want to play h11 immediately, because it's just one stone, right? We still forced them to connect here onto k12, so we went even. So now we can still play for the center, which is what we initially wanted to do. N2 is also something that we thought about. And the disconnection on f4 is also big, because it allows me to do, I think, a lot of reductions here. So let's play for the center here first, and do h7, which is a Gote play. Because I think everything here is Gote. I think this stone is not immediately worth protecting. This disconnection is immediate, like if I play f4, it's already disconnected. We could peep here, but I don't think it matters. Even if they didn't get disconnected here, this top group is going to live, and it is not going to... These stones will still be connected to this group until, like, if I peep here, they could just connect, which is more points. I guess it's kind of Miai, like, yeah. That's why the disconnection here isn't big. Guess it kind of boils down to the same thing. Let's play h7 first. They connected, yeah. We still have a peeping weakness here on h5. We could fix it by playing g5. We could also play g3, which is could threaten something here. g3. Yes, we can. This is actually threatening the g2 play, which will take all the stones. If I play g3 and they ignore it, I can play g2. And the only way for them to stay connected is to play g1. And then they could attempt to connect with g1. I play f1. They could... I didn't see it. f2 is an Atari. Well, they can't play f2. If they play f2, I can take the g1 stone with h1, and it will be disconnected. e1 then can squeeze me, force me to fill this out, the g1 stone out, and this entire group, my group, will only have 2 liberties. So if this bend here might be dangerous, if they do it first. Because if they do it in response, I essentially won't be able to do the entire play, because I will only have 1 liberty left, which is the Tiger's Mouth empty point here. Yeah. Meaning I think I will have to play g5 myself. Because by playing g5, I gain the center move here by connecting g3. n2 is still big too. I don't know how big. No, it's not actually big, because they themselves can never play n3, because if I play n4, they connect. I throw inside into m1, and they can't take back. If they take back, I can snap it back with m1. So the best they can do is just play n2 themselves. And if I respond with n3, they will still have to connect back, because if not, I can still do the inside play. So I think this is the biggest, actually. g5, I think this is the biggest. There's a threatening to push in. Have to see if we can actually get cut here, because as we just talked about before, G3 is threatening to kill all of this. We have to recount liberties, because the reason we were forced to play G5 is because we had a lack of liberties on display. If we play G3, I think the play here is too big. I really think we are forced to play H6 here. The reason is, if I play G3, he can play H6, and I can start my play on G2, but he can then respond with H5. If I don't respond and connect, then these stones are into my playmaking stones are going to be cut off if I continue. Is that fine? How many liberties will those have? Only 2. If they are cut off, I will only have 2 liberties to make the play. And that is not enough, because these have 3 liberties. So let's just defend on h6 here. It's a bit annoying, because now he can play g3, and we will have to connect on h4. They played above. They cut us off. Yeah, they took the 1 stone. That's fine for me. We can do the disconnection play now that we thought about. I'm not sure if the... I'm surprised the AI didn't play g3. Yeah, let's do it. Let's play g3. I think I read correctly. Let's hope I did. Yep, nice. It's center. Now I'm thinking about playing n2. There are also these endgame plays here, like a7 is an endgame play. a7, d1, maybe even e1. e1? No, e1 doesn't work. d1 would be closest. d1, a7, we have to peep on d8. f8 isn't really a real peek. d5 is 1 point, because if he plays d5, we will have to play d4, c4. I guess the same thing kind of applies to d2, right? So we have incentive to play d2 over d1. Let's do the first, n2. Ignored me. They played d2. I think it's because of life and death. We can't mess this group up. If we connect on c3, we have our vital point as b4. It's kind of awkward too. I kind of feel pressure to play something like b2, like something to create an eye. Because then we have 2 vital points. We have, if we play b2, we have the vital point on b4, and the second vital point would be on a3, right? Yeah. Let's play b2 to be super safe. It's a very close point game, I think, so we can't be too safe either. What's this? Ah, disconnecting my stone. It's going to give them a lot of points. If we play f8, they will connect, and I can connect. But we always planned to sacrifice the e9 stone. f8, they connect, we play. We have to do this, because if we don't do this, they can play f8 and create this big box of territory. So we have to let this be reduced. Yeah, it would have been big for us to actually connect there, because we would have reduced this at these points. Now he's gaining these 6 points, I think, or on 5 points extra. I didn't consider that. It might be enough for him to win. Now I thought about connecting initially, but what if we play f7 instead? f7 first and then connect, because we forced the connection on a disconnection on f6. Yeah. Now we connect and they will disconnect us. If they don't, we can reduce the 5 points. And then we play this. This is also still endgame. I think this is like 1 point. This is also still endgame. This is go-to for both. This might be Sante. If I play a7, I know that we can, this is big too, but we have to think about Sante first, right? If we play a7, if they don't block, we play a8. They play a9, and then we cut on c9, which is going to be not Atari, so it doesn't matter. Even if it would, they would just connect up, so we can't do that play. I think this is not that big. I think this is bigger. They thought it's this is 1 point, and I'm threatening nothing. It's Gote. You're threatening my life. Now check life and death. If they clamp, we connect. They then take the vital point on b4. Then we play a3, and we are good. If they play b4, we connect. If they play b4, we are now forced to connect, making it possible for them to play a3 and take both vital points. Let's play b4. I think we have to play b4 ourselves. Nothing to defend here. That's still d1 and h10. Let's play d1. I think it's bigger. Yeah. Yeah, that's still a point too. Do we have to connect? I don't think so. If both of these liberties are taken, if we play e3, we have the snapback on the f2. So let's do that first. Can't we take these 3 stones? f2. No, we can't. I read wrong. f2. They take on f1, and they still have 2 liberties. So if they cut on c3 now, it's an Atari. So I think we need to connect. Sadly, it's got way. Yeah, I think we lose. This got way tinier than I initially thought, and this got bigger than I initially thought too. It was a neutral point. That's it. I don't see anything anymore. We lost this one for sure. Pass. Yeah, they won by 13 points. That's pretty big. Let's go to analysis. I'm gonna save the game first. Alright, let's go to analysis. Let's check first the last move here. If I still had something. No, I don't think so. Don't really get why these things are measured as 0.2 points. I think it's 0, right? Yeah, it's just guessing. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. Let's leave it to read. Start was fine. We definitely failed on the life and death. Gotta need some more practice on that. Yeah, this move has as you can see, this move has the most points, and it doesn't want us to play on either of these sides. Right approaches, we go beneath. Yep. I pull back. It didn't want me to expand my thing here, so I don't really understand this at all. Why isn't it responding to the corner side here? And why isn't the bandmate here? Because this is going to live for sure. This has 2 vital points. B13 and C13. They are playing this to apply more pressure to... I don't get this. Yeah, we take the stone, but isn't this still dead? Did we just trade the inside, did we just do this to make this, to give us so much influence for the center area here? Is that what we did? Why did we cut? Let's try to kill these groups somehow. I thought that another move would make it dead. It is dead, apparently. How can I still make an eye here? Play here? No. Connect. I have to aim for a ko here. I think that's the goal. Or Seiki. Let's go back. What's the idea on the cut? I think this is something I don't understand. I think the idea is actually to affect the top stones for ko or Seiki for the center influence. And why does white need to do... White could also do this. Guess we just take... I don't get it. It is very open to sack these stones. I think I understand it. J3 here is this common shape, which is going to seal out this corner for sure, guaranteed. So I get an entire corner for sure. While this is a reduced corner. I think that is the thinking. That why it's kind of equal in value. And I think this cut right here, is mainly for center influence. Yeah, but yeah, I don't fully understand it yet either, because I was also thinking about approaching this corner. Then these stones are going to be in trouble. We can't play for influence because we are kind of getting sandwiched. Maybe we do play for influence. Let's see how it plays against us. It decides to live with the corner, or expand the corner. I guess if I connect this entire thing together, it's going to be pretty big. I think that's the idea. If I play this, and they go into my corner, I can play here and take the corner, take the side. Is that correct? Yeah, it is. Don't really know why we didn't just Atari this. I see, now we can't connect. If we do it like this instead. Okay, let's just get back to mainline. This is getting very complicated. What I'm essentially understanding right now is that the center is very important with Handicap 2. Okay, that was my first mistake apparently. It didn't like me running out here. It rather liked the knight's approach, a knight's move here. I was thinking that this would be the response against it. This point. I think it prefers the one space jump here because it thinks it can pressure this middle group. Otherwise, I wouldn't understand why I wouldn't just make a small knights here. Just go back to mainline. But it seems the idea wasn't completely off. It's wanted the small knights is essentially kind of the same idea, I think. Only that my outside stone is still connected to these here, which are safer. If I run out with G9, this becomes more heavy. I think that's the idea, that I'm forced to now keep the G9 stone connected. Or whether I have the obligation to still do another move in order to somehow connect G9. Let's continue. What did we do here? I thought quite a while about this one too. I didn't want to kick because I was unsure about the RG. But apparently the kick isn't the optimal thing here anyway. Approaching from the right side seems kind of wild to me, like they don't really care about the weakness here. I guess they always leave the option open to run with this group with the attachment on F4. This is interesting, E2. What is the response against it? I see. Yeah, I did think about playing D2 too, because it kind of pressures the below area, which matters more. Um, and you can always do like more better plays from below, I think, if you have the other side in order to threaten to connect back up. So I think I get the idea on this. Um, we took the base from the other side. That was the reason for the small knights here. I see it wanted me to be more aggressive. The peep would essentially uh, serve a similar purpose. The peep prevents a jump from this down to h2 and gives me more center influence. This makes sense, yeah. The other play was towards the top side. It wanted me to enclose somehow, but these are kind of weird enclosures. J12, K12, or the Sun on L11. L11 is going to kind of guarantee this territory. Yeah. K12 still allows the invasion on the right side, and the same goes for J12. Oh, I think I get the idea. The idea is to pressure the I space of this group, this entire chain here, and the group that will be on the right side is essentially going to be separated completely. So I think this is like a killing approach. Let's keep going. Yeah, they invaded after I did this. Interested to see how they want me to block. Uh-huh. Initially, it wanted me to block from the low side, but after thinking about it, it decided for K11. But it's kind of evening out. That's crazy that it's thinking about F6 here to ignore the entire corner. Wait, it prefers F6 now. What is F6? I think F6 is a disconnection, right? Or it's at least threatening a disconnection. They could respond on E5, which is inefficient. They can't play E4 as a response, because I can play the Kusumi on E5. Let's see what it is thinking. Yeah, the idea is correct. It's definitely a disconnection play, and this is what I thought to do. Let's go back. I guess it's kind of even. In the end, it's kind of even between my block, and it's kind of strange. It initially preferred my block, then it preferred the K11 block, then it preferred F6, and now it's going back to uh, the L10 block. Yeah, I thought about this quite a while too. I thought that this wouldn't be center. That's why I didn't want to play it. But I still played it because I didn't want them to play it. I didn't want to play this either because, let's see. I thought they would just cut if I play this. I thought they would ignore this and play this one here. And I thought this would be bad for me. I guess not. I guess I still have potential to take the corner here. If I play this instead, then they kinda have a free corner. They don't owe a move here. That's essentially the difference between the two cases. They did the strange invasion. How was I supposed to react? I initially reacted correctly. Yeah, I also thought about J2 too. I'm pretty sure I did a mistake on the sequence somehow. They didn't even want me to respond here. I'm seeing it right now. On the top side, they want me to play this instead because it's center. That's what I thought too, that this was center. But I didn't identify that this is bigger than this. I guess I was kind of keen on just keeping it off my corner, but I guess I wasn't really that pressured. This is threatening to kill, so this is much more pressure. Makes sense. If they go in here, they are just taking a lot of points. They are not going to kill me. And I was pretty certain that they will connect back up to. So this was too much ego. Yeah. This was a clamp. I didn't expect this one at all. Guess these options are kind of equal. I didn't want to connect here because it has the RG of him going, doing some corner stuff here. Yeah. It does like, the more it's reading, it likes my option more. But the blue thing still is on the connection here. Don't really know what that means, if the blue is on the thing that is actually worth less points. I don't really get it. I felt forced to respond here. Huh. I thought I didn't have enough liberties to go down here. Let's just check it out, because I thought I would be for sure getting disconnected here. Ah, we're just running to the top. I think that's going to be a liberty race, right? Oh, it's getting insanely complicated. Why did they play inside? Ah, it's to prevent an eye from happening. To prevent one eye. It's definitely a liberty race, I think. Wait, what? What's happening? Well, the reading data is fluctuating a lot too. Seems like this is very complicated for the AI. Yeah, the plays are fluctuating a lot. Somehow an extremely close race. I'm happy I didn't engage this. I think it's somehow going to go into a Seki or something. I have no clue what's happening here. We have one eye, and the right group has one eye too. It's the craziest shit ever. Yeah, I think it's a Seki. I haven't really read out anything here, but it looks like it. Maybe not. I'm just gonna go back. This is too crazy. Wow. After all this reading, it thinks the push was a mistake. Okay. It still thinks my block was a mistake, though. Ah. Hmm. Honestly, I'm not gonna feel too bad about this one, because the Liberty race is going to be extremely complicated, right? I thought I would lose it for sure. Because I thought this would happen. I guess it's not as clear. We can try it the next time, maybe. Okay. Here I thought about peeping here. To protect this one down here at the same time. I guess it's not protecting it. I wanted to stop him from doing H4 and making this territory really big. Ah, I forgot J11. I talked about it, but I forgot it while I played here. This actually distracted me. Ah, yeah. This makes sense. Like this center, that's why these things are lower in points. Even if this gets disconnected, he can probably play G3 and center and um still be alive with the bottom group here. Yeah, now this is getting kind of even. Their top center and connecting here, but I think connecting is safer. Yeah, I did this because I thought it would help my eye shape. I played on C2, but they want me to play on D2. Yeah, C2 didn't help me at all, because I was forced to play B2. In the end, just doing D2 and into C2 would have maybe been the same thing, but just less point loss. Yeah, this move, I did recognize the top move, but I thought that protecting my center would be bigger. So from the moves I thought, apparently all of them are bad. I guess the attachment is was the best approach to protect as much as possible. Yeah, G3 is a move I thought about very long too. I always thought about taking these. But after he connected here, this play was kinda gone. Not gone, but it needed setup. So the correct center attachment was, the center protection was to attach. But otherwise it wanted to play, it wanted me to play center moves first. Which is G3 essentially, because it pressures this. And top one of these plays, because it pressures the entire corner. Makes sense. Yeah, this was a big mistake too, but it didn't apparently kill my group yet. Maybe it did. They just wanted me to connect. And then I would have had 2 vital points. Yeah. The 2 vital points would have been C13 and A12. I didn't think that this would still be sent after he extended. It's apparently already dead. It isn't. Ah, I guess I understand it. It's showing me it's dead because G3 was center. So let me do this. This is center for disconnection here. I'm just gonna go back. Yeah, this makes sense to me now because of that it is dead now. Makes sense to me, but doesn't make sense that it is dead in this situation. Because what if this happens? Okay. Right, we're just going to continue here. Aha, here's my fatal mistake. Oh my god. I could have lived maybe. They wanted me to play B12. A12 killed me. What? I didn't think about making D12 a potential eye. I only viewed it as a cutting point that I needed to connect on. I was also worried about this, that it would be a ko or something. Ah, yeah, this is what I was thinking about and didn't see. These 2 stones in the corner didn't matter at all because I didn't need it to create eyes. All right. Okay, yeah, this was apparently another big mistake. My attachment on H7. I thought that disconnecting these wouldn't matter, but I think it's center because I'm threatening to connect here. Which is going to save me potentially some doing some stones inside. Like the connection will I guess he can always prevent my connection, right? Oh no, but if he doesn't do anything, I will connect. And this peep, yeah, I identified it correctly that the peep and this is essentially the same thing. I thought that him pushing inside would be too big. No, that's not what I thought. Alright. I think now it might recommend me some strange moves, but because I, as black, am far behind, maybe. Because these inside plays don't make sense to me. I guess it makes sense. It reduces the liberty and makes G3 better. I thought connecting on H4 would be too slow. But I guess it's center because I thought that threatening the disconnection here isn't really that big. But it does open me up to H13 later, which is center. What did I played G5 instead? Yeah, because I want to set up the bottom moves. I don't even understand M1. Genuinely don't understand this. Why was this made? Why was M1 played? What? I don't get this at all. Alright, let's get back to what we played. He connected. Played G5 for the G3 setup. He played G6, and I felt like I had to respond for the G3 setup still. They still think the top is higher, but it aligns. F8. It's the second disconnection point, but don't really get it. Ah, no, I get it. This move is to reduce these 5 points here. It was actually pretty big in the end. And it has a futures center move on F7 too. I guess the F7 move was in the end there too, when I got disconnected. N2 wasn't as big. Yeah, this was bigger. Yep. But yeah. So I was corrected. I still needed a saving move. They thought about B3, which I later played anyway. I thought if I play here, he would play B4. If he forced to connect, and then he would play A3. I see. The problem with this is that it is in fact creating a one zone, but he can't create a dead shape. If he plays A2, no, he can't even prevent the A1 play. Wait, yeah, if he plays A2, I can't play A1. A1 is cool. I prevent the dead shape with B3, and that's it. He's always going to be dead here. Makes sense. I get it. This is just center to reduce 1 point. That's why it's showing up as a... Yeah, I get it. And this protection wasn't needed. Yeah, and that's it. Yeah, I think we pretty much only lost to the life and death on the top left, I think. Alright.